Welcome back to Stay in Your Lane with Ashley Battersby.
Welcome back, everybody. We are still here with Ron and Renee talking about Ron's epic journey from his accident. So, Ron, tell us how it was to eat during that time.
Eating really sucked. Couldn't chew, couldn't drink, couldn't suck through a straw like everybody. Oh, did you eat through a straw? Wasn't allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. They gave me a syringe, 50 milliliter syringe, and I had to stick it all the way to the back of my throat. I couldn't use my tongue. You wouldn't believe how much you need your tongue to swallow. So I had to stick it right in the back of my throat and just push it and let it go down my throat.
Tons of soups. That's pretty much all he
Well, everything turned to soup. So
for 6 weeks, and he lost over 30 pounds. And
we were in Boston, so I did lots of seafood, stews, just all blended.
But were you able to have that hot, like as you were healing?
Well, as long as I was drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah. Temperature, I don't know. Yeah. It was normal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with this kind of a ordeal, obviously, there's a lot that goes into it. What was it like, your experience with insurance?
Well, thankfully we had insurance. I can't imagine going through this and not having insurance. I haven't added everything up yet, but I'm going to guess that this whole ordeal would have cost the insurance company about $500,000.
Wow.
It was a 9-hour surgery. I think you said there was like 20 people. We were at Mass Gen, and it's a Harvard, it's a teaching hospital. So there's just teams of people all the time. So there was always different teams. He had a team in for his hand, a team in for his face. But yeah, he said there was like 20 people in the operating room.
An anesthesiologist for 9 hours, making sure whatever they do. Yeah. I stay asleep.
And it was
important.
It wasn't supposed to be that long, but obviously it went longer than anticipated for, various reasons.
Right.
Let me tell you, it wasn't fun being on the other end waiting for that. But that's one thing that, I keep thinking about, or we keep talking about, is, when we talk about full face helmets, because a lot of time people, like being a teacher and I talk to students, a lot of time cost comes up as one of the factors, because a full face is more expensive than a regular. And so when you think about Ron just being one person costing the insurance company $500,000, like that's something we've talked about, like if they would supplement or pay for the full face helmet, or if they would have something in place, the money that they would save in the long run, because he's just one person.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, even since his accident, like now that I said I'm more aware, I know, like reading the papers, an accident last night, head injuries, facial injuries, like I'm seeing, and I don't know if it was always there and I didn't notice, but I'm noticing it all the time, facial injuries. And like I said, the attending doctor said you wouldn't, like weekly, we have multiple people coming in with facial injuries.
Wow. And imagine if the insurance company did do an incentive, like providing the full face helmet, might not have those numbers.
They would have saved $500,000. Maybe not that much, but even saving $100,000, that is substantial.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just by wearing the right helmet.
Yeah. Wow. But it's so crazy because in Bermuda, it seems like it's not the cool thing to wear a full face helmet. It's like, oh, that's not going to make me look cool. Right. But look what could happen.
And that seems to be the biggest, when you talk to people, okay, well, it's Bermuda, it's hot, so I feel claustrophobic when I have them. And then the cost, but I mean, I just show the scan, there's the 3D scan of his face shattered like in half and every bone shattered. And I just show them with my phone and they're, wow.
Seeing your husband in that state, walk us through that a little bit, if that's okay.
When I got the phone call, I actually replay it. I replay it a lot in my mind. My daughter, unfortunately, was with me. Thank goodness my son was at a play date. And so, I mean, he didn't even know about the accident until the following day. But I had my daughter with me, so I had to keep my cool and get to the hospital or drop her off. But I'll never forget when I walked into the ER, and I think, at the time he was fresh off the accident, so there was no bandages, nothing on his face. I probably shouldn't have even been in there, but I'll never forget when I walked around the corner and I saw his legs, I saw his jeans, and I thought, okay. And then when I came around the corner and when he turned his head to look at me, like, that's I won't forget that. What that looked like.
Definitely not.
There's another thing to that. So if I would turn my head quick, all I hear is clackety clackety clack, just like skeletons in movies. I've heard that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Things just moving.
When the doctors came in and said the risk of intubation, like, because basically he was saying they were concerned that he couldn't swallow, right? That his airway was being blocked, but he went to complain that he really wanted water, like he was saying, but I think they got really worried, and that's when they thought, okay, we're going to probably intubate him now, because we don't want it to swell shut. So that is when it really, hit me. And then we hadn't called family or anything because we didn't want to worry them, because, they're in Canada. But when they said that, and there was a chance that, so I made the call. That the accident happened at 3:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and I called his father at 8 p.m. at night. So I notified him then when I thought that they were going to take him down.
Right. Now, do you have anything you'd like to say to Bermuda?
I can't make anybody wear a full face helmet, but honestly, if it saves having your face shattered, I don't see an argument why you wouldn't. That's
agreed.
So anything, if I was going to say one thing, just wear the full face helmet. Save yourself a smashed up face.
Agreed.
And I mean, chances you get in an accident, they're slim, but they're still there. So
definitely
put her on.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Well, we will be back with Steve DeCudo from CycleCare, who is a helmet guru, to give us the do's and the don'ts of helmet wear, and also to talk about the trade-in program that they have. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these messages.